Good morning, everybody. It's Alicia. So I have often asked for call outs as far as topics folks would love to see on videos, and I got a great suggestion for a video topic just yesterday from a wonderful member of my business team in the skincare world. And so thank you for the idea for this video. The question that was posed to me was, how do I manage all the different moving parts of my life? I basically have 2.5 careers and a mother that I love to spend time with, friends that I love to spend time with. I have the cutest dog in the world. And so, often there are a lot of jokes around, do you sleep? Yes, I sleep like a baby most nights, and I get plenty of rest and I have plenty of fun and I fit it all in. And I do think that I am incredibly adept at time management. So the question was posed to me, how do I do it all? And so I thought I would do a how-to video in response to the question. So thank you for the inspiration for this video, and I hope others can take away some helpful hints as well. I've done videos before on time management, and so some of this might be redundant from what you've already seen me talk about, and some of it may be new. So for those who don't know me, I'm Alicia. I'm a provider in the mental health world. I am author of the book Don't Be a Stranger right behind me. I am a consultant for Ronan & Field Skincare, and all of my different worlds are so uniquely different. However, my book in a way ties them together. So if you really look at my theme, it's about helping people invest in themselves and in others. It's about helping people change from the outside and from the inside out. And it's about believing in yourself. It's about really being intentional about what you put out into the world is what you're gonna get back. So that said, I am very intentional with my schedule. I kind of have to be in my professional world, but I enjoy being the same way and using those talents and skills and strengths in my personal world as well. And it's how I make everything happen. So first I want to start with what's important to you. There's a great book called The One Thing, and it talks about start every day with the one thing that is most important. Now, there is no part of my world that I would say is more important than another. They uniquely complement one another to give me an amazing life that I look forward to every single day. Does that mean every day is perfect? Absolutely not. But are all the different moving components of my life different puzzle pieces that create the full picture? Absolutely. So pictures of my skincare business. This is my calendar, okay? So when you open this up, this is actually my calendar, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. The front of my calendar is my skincare before and after photos. So I work my skincare business without actually working it. When I'm out and about in the world, when I'm at the coffee shop, if I'm out at a restaurant, I have it out. It's there. It's always there as a reminder to not miss opportunities, because my business was built on strangers. My business reminded me of my power in creating opportunities and creating connection. Because at the end of the day, and for those of you who've gone to my monthly Nuggets of Wisdom quote share through Zoom, and if you're interested, let me know. I'd be happy to add you to the email group. You all have heard me say that the orientation of that group is built on the laws of attraction. We want to do life, love, relationships, business with people we like. And so really, for me, my calendar is a talking point. For the person perhaps I'm sitting down getting work done who might happen to say, oh, can I ask what that is? Or what are the faces on your folder? It's a conversation point. It's a reminder to me when I look down, have I done something around my business today? Because my business isn't gonna work for me. I have to work for it. I have to show up every day. And this is a visual reminder to do something, to reach out, to show up for one of my customers, to show up for one of my business partners, to make sure I don't forget what I signed up for over 4 years ago and the commitment I made to believing in myself to take something in a completely foreign industry and apply myself in a way that it could come to fruition, okay? So that's that. It's all about the non-verbal cues that you surround yourself with to remind yourself of what's important. My business has changed my life, and it has brought incredible people into my world. Whether for business or not doesn't matter to me. I detach from the outcome. And for those of you who've read my book, Don't Be a Stranger, and come to one of my workshops based on the book, it is all about creating opportunities for connection and then detaching from the outcome. Okay, so let's take a look at my actual calendar. It might be a little hard for you to see this, but I hope that you can at least tell that there are boxes and that it's color coded. Do you see how some things are different colors? There's reasons for that. So what I do is your brain likes to compartmentalize things, right? If everything were one color, my life would just look like one chunk of work. The color coding, in a way, separates things and adds diversification, adds variety, adds richness to my calendar. I enjoy looking at my calendar, and I enjoy seeing the different colors that I know represent different things. So my private practice type oriented work is one color, workshops are another color, work meetings are one color, social time with my friends is one color. I remember years ago I was working with a client, and she mentioned how overwhelmed she felt by her long hours, her multiple obligations on her calendar. What she hadn't recognized though was everything was one color. Even her fun time and her happy hour time with her friends or dinners, they just looked like more obligations. She hadn't stopped to think, wait, but that's fun. Yes, it's taking you out of getting home at a certain time, but it's something that really fuels you and that you look forward to. So it is so important to really remember to consider the diversification and include the fun time on your calendar. Additionally, so again, I categorize everything in my life. I categorize my professional career obligations and clients. I categorize differently and color code differently my private practice clients. I categorize, as I mentioned, socials and all of that differently. So the different arenas of my life all have different colors. Medical appointments have different colors. I treat personal commitments the same as I would a commitment to my boss or somebody I work for, because I am just as important as the person I work for. If anything, I should really be valuing my commitment to myself almost to a higher degree, because that is what is in alignment with my core values and how I feel about myself when I put my head on that pillow every night, right? So if I need to shift a personal commitment that perhaps wasn't as time structured, let's say I had set aside 2 hours to read on my couch, I'll put that onto my calendar. And if for some reason something else comes up that I really do want to engage in, maybe an event pops up that I'm like, oh, I really want to go to that, I will not delete the 2 hours of reading. I will reschedule it and move it somewhere in that next 7 to 10 days. I will not cancel that time. It will not leave my calendar until it gets done. Too often, I see people delete the things that are non-essential or non-income producing. And I think that that's where we get lost, is we are not honoring ourselves. Another thing that I do with my calendar is I leave more time than I suspect things will take. I factor in the driving time. I factor in the time it's going to take me to walk up to the barista and order my coffee, actually get it, sit down, get my napkin, go to the restroom. So if I think I'm going to be working at the coffee shop for 2 hours, I'll build in 2.5. Heck, I'll build in 3 to factor in the driving time to the coffee shop. That way I don't layer things on top of each other, and I really try my best to protect and honor my boundaries. My Friday, Saturday, Sundays, I'm off. I'm off work, and I do not want things super structured on those days. And it's tempting, because sometimes people want my time. They want me to commit to a call. They want me to commit to a meeting. And I'm very careful in trying my best, and sometimes I fail, to check in with myself on, do I want my day to be run around that appointment? Because then I know myself, I'm going to structure my coffee shop time, my lunch time, my commitments to everything else around that obligation or commitment. And I really need to make sure I do that in a way that honors myself in addition to the person that I really want to respect, right? So I factor in all that time, and I factor in distraction time. I'm a social butterfly. I factor in the time that I'm going to probably spend chit-chatting with people. So I kid you not, every Friday, you can probably find me sitting in a coffee shop somewhere or at home at my desk for several hours working my business, going through emails, working on administrative things that are the background to my life and what I value in my world, which is my career, my business, my book, my workshops. I'm doing something, income producing or otherwise, that is involved in professional development. And almost every Friday, sometimes even on Saturday mornings, the first half of my day until lunch is spent that way, and I love that. Sundays, pretty much, I like to reserve for brunch. And again, whether I'm making it at home or whether I'm out and about someplace, I factor that time and try to figure out how to do that. And if I'm going to move things around, again, I'll do it with the idea in mind of rescheduling, not canceling. So those are some of the things that I really have found paramount as far as how I manage my time. And I absolutely stress it is so important to build in time to literally just be at home, be in quiet, be in some sort of reflection period, even if it just means vegging in front of the TV, whatever that is for you. I absolutely factor in time or periods where I want to feed into others, whether it's on social media, sharing funny or inspirational posts or what have you, but I build that in. And I kid you not, I use that Google Calendar recurring appointments or whatever calendar system you use religiously. If there's a commitment I love, I will put it on and I'll have it recur. That way, every week, every month, I know not to let anything interfere with that time. And that is so important to me because I feel like out of sight, out of mind. So if it doesn't get written down on my calendar, it's very likely gonna fall off. So even if it's, I wanna remember to go to a piano bar sometime in the next 3 months, I will plop it on my calendar with a question mark and I'll put in a 4-hour period of time. Again, factoring for the drive to and from, factoring for the time I want to have there, enjoying and living off of that passion and the drive and the fun of that energy, and really making that a priority that I won't remove from my calendar until it's happened. So what are the things that are important to you? Where do they need to fit in? And take that hour or two to like really recreate your calendar system, put in those recurring things, move things around, use that color-coded system, and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about your progresses in the time management world, because I tell you what, once you get it down to a system, it's really fun. And I love the sense of purpose and productivity that I end up feeling at the end of every day when I know that I have committed to the things that I promised myself I would do. So thank you for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you on another video. Bye.